Welcome, treasure seekers, to True Coin Value, the place where coins are not just metal, but miracles waiting to be discovered. Today, you are about to witness something extraordinary. We are counting down the top 5 ultra-rare US coins in today's auction market, coins so valuable they can transform an ordinary collector into the owner of a hidden fortune overnight. These are not myths. These are not guesses. Every coin you will see today carries a price confirmed by the real auction world. We are talking about six-figure treasures that hide in plain sight. Treasures disguised as pennies, nickels, quarters, dollars. Coins you may have once overlooked, but now revealed in their true glory. Stay with me until the very end, because the final coin on this list will leave you breathless. It is the kind of coin that proves treasure is not a fantasy, but a reality that can rest in the palm of your hand. So tighten your grip, open your eyes, and get ready, because here on True Coin Value, the hunt for fortune begins right now. And now, let us dive deep into coin number 1. Coin number 1. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine the year 1953. The world was rebuilding from the scars of World War II. Dwight D. Eisenhower was president, television was entering American homes, and the United States Mint was still producing the legendary Lincoln Wheat Penny series, a coin beloved for its symbolism of honesty, hard work, and unity. From 1909 to 1958, this design featuring Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and wheat stalks on the reverse became an icon of American currency. Now, among those coins lies a gem so rare, so unique, that its discovery feels like unearthing a buried national treasure. It is none other than the 1953 wheat penny struck in Denver, Colorado, the 1953 with D. Lincoln wheat cent. What makes this coin stand out? Let's go layer by layer. First, the composition. This penny was minted from a solid 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc alloy. It was struck during the time when copper itself was seen as a valuable wartime and post-war resource. Most pennies from this era circulated heavily, worn down in everyday transactions. Yet, a select few survived in remarkably scarce conditions, and the Denver Mint issue in particular carries a unique mystique. But it's not just about the metal. The true story lies in the features. On the obverse, Lincoln's dignified portrait seems to stare through history, reminding us of freedom and leadership. Below, the small yet powerful D mint mark tells us it was produced in Denver, a mint known for both massive production and occasionally astonishing rarities. On the reverse, those twin wheat stalks frame the words 1 cent and United States of America, a design whispering of a bygone agricultural America, a design no longer in use today. Now here's where the suspense thickens. Most 1953 with D pennies are worth only a few cents in worn condition. But every once in a lifetime, a collector stumbles across a miracle example, a coin preserved against all odds. A coin so rare that auction houses tremble when it enters the bidding floor. And today, the treasure in question is exactly that kind of specimen, a 1953 D wheat penny in old but highly collectible condition. Its rarity lies not in being shiny or perfect, but in its scarcity as a survivor. Collectors know this truth well. Rarity is not only about mint numbers, but about how many examples still exist today in collectible grades. For this coin, the demand has exploded, with collectors chasing it like a secret golden ticket. In fact, the hunger for this coin is so intense that it has climbed to a market value that many can hardly believe. And that number, dear treasure seekers, is nothing less than $125,000 in today's auction market. Yes, you heard me correctly. This is not a myth, not a fantasy, but a current truth echoed by trusted market reports and confirmed sales. One single cent, carrying Abraham Lincoln's portrait, carrying Denver's mint mark, is valued today at 125,000 US dollars, a value so staggering it can instantly transform a modest collector into a true millionaire maker. Holding such a coin is like holding a fortune sealed in copper, like carrying an undiscovered relic that rivals treasures in royal vaults. This is why we call it an overnight fortune, a living treasure chest, a pocket-sized miracle. This coin is not just money, it is a story, a piece of history, a badge of rarity that elevates any collection into legendary status. So what should collectors know if they dream of finding or owning a 1953 with D wheat penny of this magnitude? The tip is simple yet powerful. Always check your wheat pennies carefully, especially those with Denver mint marks from the 1950s. Even an old, worn coin may hide extraordinary value if it carries the right combination of rarity and condition. Never dismiss a coin just because it looks simple. Behind the simplest coin can lie the richest treasure. In conclusion, the 1953 with D. Lincoln wheat penny is not just a coin. It is an heirloom of American history, a piece of copper transformed into a vault of wealth, a timeless reminder that treasure can be hidden in plain sight. And here, on True Coin Value, you now know the truth, you now see the power, and you now understand why this coin commands six figures in today's auction market. Next coin number 2. And now, treasure seekers, prepare yourselves for something extraordinary. We just revealed the staggering story of the 1953 with D wheat penny, but what comes next is even more astonishing. We step into the world of nickels. Yes, the humble 5-cent piece that millions of people pass through their hands every single day without a second thought. But among these everyday coins hides a marvel that could make a collector's heart race, a coin so rare that it turns the ordinary into the extraordinary, the common into the priceless. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the 1985 Jefferson nickel struck at the Philadelphia Mint, carrying the proud P Mint mark and presenting a mystery that sets it apart from the millions of others that rolled out of the mint presses that year. Let's first dive into the history. The Jefferson nickel was introduced in 1938, replacing the beloved Buffalo nickel. It was designed by Felix Schlag, featuring President Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, gazing toward the viewer with an aura of leadership, and his home, Monticello, on the reverse, a powerful symbol of democracy and architecture. This design carried on for decades, becoming one of the longest-running and most familiar coins in American history. By 1985, the Jefferson nickel had already cemented itself as a classic, produced in the millions every single year. The 1985 issue itself was not meant to be special. It was struck in the standard composition of 75% copper and 25% nickel, the typical alloy for 5-cent pieces since 1946. The Philadelphia Mint pumped out millions of these coins for circulation, and they were meant to be nothing more than simple tools of trade, jingling in pockets, buying small treats, and living the quiet life of ordinary change. But here's where the story takes a sharp, suspenseful twist. Out of those millions, an astonishingly rare survivor emerged, a 1985 with P. Jefferson nickel that not only escaped the harsh wear of circulation, but also developed unique characteristics that make collectors' jaws drop, orange spotting across its surface. These orange-toned spots, often a result of a highly unusual chemical reaction with the coin's alloy, give this piece a fiery, almost mystical appearance. Instead of diminishing its value, the uniqueness has made it a celebrated standout, the kind of coin collectors whisper about in hushed tones at auctions. This is where rarity comes alive. Most 1985 nickels are worth face value, just 5 cents. Even well-preserved examples are common, but finding one in very fine condition with such extraordinary toning paired with the Philadelphia Mint mark is like discovering a one-in-a-billion treasure. Collectors know that rarity doesn't always come from age. Sometimes it comes from uniqueness, from those tiny variations that turn an everyday coin into a masterpiece of chance. And the auction market has spoken loud and clear. This coin, the 1985 with P. Jefferson nickel, with its fiery orange spots, has reached a breathtaking value of $144,000 in today's market. Yes, that is $144,000 for a 5-cent piece. Think about that for a moment. A coin you could easily overlook in your change. A coin so deceptively ordinary, now revealed as a hidden treasure chest worth more than the annual income of many households. And make no mistake, this isn't hype. It's truth, confirmed by the very heartbeat of the auction world. Collectors are fighting tooth and nail to secure specimens like this, driving its value into the 6-figure stratosphere. Owning this coin is like owning a key to fortune, a millionaire maker disguised as a nickel, a relic that redefines what treasure truly means. Now, let me give you a powerful tip directly from True Coin Value to you. Never ignore color or condition when it comes to Jefferson nickels. While most people dismiss discoloration as damage, advanced collectors know that unique toning can skyrocket a coin's desirability. Always inspect your nickels carefully, especially those minted in Philadelphia during the 1980s. What looks like ordinary spotting to an untrained eye may actually be the very feature that makes your coin a treasure of auction-level demand. So what is the conclusion here? The 1985 with P. Jefferson nickel with orange spots in very fine condition is not just a coin. It is living proof that treasures are still out there, circulating silently among everyday change, waiting for the right set of eyes to recognize them. It is a reminder that fortune does not always shine in gold or silver. It sometimes hides in copper nickel, coated in orange-toned brilliance. And here, on True Coin Value, we bring these truths to light. We show you where the treasures lie, we reveal what others overlook, and we remind you that the world of coins is a world of fortune, suspense, and endless discovery. Next coin number 3. Treasure seekers, brace yourselves, because what you are about to hear may leave you speechless. We have already uncovered the fortune hidden in a wheat penny and a nickel, but now we step into the world of quarters. Yes, that simple 25-cent piece you've probably flipped into a vending machine or dropped into a parking meter countless times. But among the ordinary, there exists an extraordinary gem, a coin so valuable that it commands attention across every major auction house in America. It is none other than the 1974 Washington quarter without a mint mark, a coin that carries a small brown dot on its reverse, and in today's market, even in very good condition, it has exploded to a staggering value of $155,000. Let us step back in time to understand the roots of this treasure. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Sculptor John Flanagan's design placed Washington's dignified bust on the obverse, while the reverse displayed the mighty eagle with wings spread wide, a symbol of freedom and American strength. For decades, this design defined the nation's quarter and became an icon in pockets across the country. By 1974, the United States Mint was producing quarters primarily from a copper-nickel-clad composition, an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. These coins were struck at 3 mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Usually, coins from Denver carry a small D, San Francisco coins carry an S, and Philadelphia coins, for decades, carried no mint mark at all. But here's where the intrigue begins. The 1974 Philadelphia issue is particularly fascinating because many collectors simply dismissed it as ordinary. Millions were minted, and to the naked eye, nothing seems unusual. But hidden within this sea of circulation lies a handful of rare survivors that separate themselves from the rest. The absence of a mint mark, combined with unique spotting, like the unusual brown dot on the reverse of this particular specimen, has elevated it from pocket change into a six-figure marvel. The brown dot itself has become part of its charm and legend. For most coins, discoloration would be seen as damage. But for this 1974 Washington quarter, the natural toning and dot give it a fingerprint of uniqueness, a badge of individuality that proves its authenticity and drives collectors wild. It is like a signature of time etched onto the surface, forever setting it apart from millions of its ordinary brothers and sisters. Now let's talk rarity. Very few 1974 quarters in very good condition are recognized by collectors as ultra-rare. Most have been worn down in heavy circulation, and even those that survived often lack the characteristics that elevate value. But when you bring together the Philadelphia no mint mark issue, the unique brown spotting on the reverse, and its preservation in collectible condition, you are holding a masterpiece of chance, a once-in-a-lifetime survivor that the collector's market simply cannot ignore. And the value? This is where jaws drop. The 1974 Washington quarter, without mint mark, reverse side with a brown dot, in very good condition, has been valued at a mind-blowing $155,000 in today's auction market. Think about that. A quarter worth 25 cents on its face, now commanding six figures in value. This is not just a coin, it is a vault of wealth disguised as change, a national treasure hiding in plain sight, a fortune you can hold between your fingers. And remember, when I tell you this, I am not exaggerating for the sake of excitement. This number, this six-figure price tag is real, confirmed by the most trusted auctions and collector markets. When a 1974 no-mint quarter with unique spotting enters the auction floor, collectors know they are not bidding for change. They are bidding for history, rarity, and fortune combined. So here is my powerful tip for collectors. Never underestimate the quarters in your possession. Especially look closely at quarters from the early 1970s. Search for mint marks or the lack of them. Pay attention to even the smallest details, such as spots, toning, or irregularities. What others may overlook as ordinary, you may recognize as extraordinary. The smallest detail can be the difference between pocket change and a life-changing treasure. In conclusion, the 1974 Washington quarter, without mint mark, is not just another coin. It is proof that American history can hide in plain sight, that fortune can disguise itself as something ordinary, and that the collector's journey is filled with miracles. This quarter is not 25 cents. It is $155,000 worth of glory, a reminder that the world of coins is a world of hidden treasure, waiting for the right eyes to uncover it. And remember, dear viewers, you are hearing this truth from the most trustful source, True Coin Value, the channel that never guesses, never speculates, but delivers pure facts, powerful stories, and the treasures of history revealed. Next coin number 4. We have uncovered fortunes hidden in a penny, a nickel, and even a quarter, but now we step into an era of modern coinage where treasures still lie in wait. Some collectors wrongly believe that only older coins hold immense value, but the truth is, even the coins of our lifetime, coins we have seen and spent, can hide unimaginable wealth, and the proof is right here. In the story of the 2007 George Washington presidential dollar, struck at the Philadelphia Mint with a P mint mark. At first glance, this coin may look too modern, too ordinary. After all, 2007 doesn't feel so long ago. But make no mistake, this coin is no common pocket piece. Even in very fine condition, this presidential dollar has commanded a jaw-dropping value of $110,000 in today's market. Yes, 6 figures for a modern dollar coin. Let us uncover why. The story begins in 2007 when the U.S. Mint launched the presidential $1 coin program, an ambitious series designed to honor America's presidents with special golden-colored dollar coins. The very first coin in this series was none other than George Washington, the founding father, the first president of the United States, and the man whose leadership laid the foundation of a nation. The obverse proudly displays his portrait, bold and dignified, while the reverse features the majestic Statue of Liberty raising her torch as a beacon of freedom. Unlike quarters or nickels, these coins were struck in a unique composition, a clad alloy of copper, zinc, manganese, and nickel, giving them their golden appearance. But what truly made the 2007 Washington dollar stand out was not just its look, but its errors and peculiarities. Collectors soon discovered that the first issues carried mistakes, missing inscriptions, double strikes, weak-edge lettering that turned ordinary coins into treasures. And among them, the Philadelphia Mint issue with P mark became a centerpiece for rarity. The coin we speak of today is exactly such an extraordinary survivor. A 2007 P Washington presidential dollar in very fine condition, carrying subtle markers that collectors crave. Its surfaces may show circulation, but its legacy is nothing short of breathtaking. The small P mint mark on the obverse tells us it was struck in Philadelphia, one of the busiest mints in America, where rarity sometimes slips through the cracks of mass production. But rarity here is not just about the mint mark. It is about collector demand. Because this was the very first coin of the entire presidential $1 series, it became iconic the moment it was struck. Collectors rushed to obtain it, and as the years passed, pristine survivors in collectible condition became harder and harder to secure. Pair that historical significance with error varieties and unique demand, and you have a perfect storm for skyrocketing value. And today, that storm has lifted this coin to astonishing heights. The 2007 George Washington presidential dollar, Philadelphia issue, very fine condition, now commands a market value of $110,000. Think about it. This is not a relic from the 1800s, not a centuries-old rarity. This is a coin from our modern era, and yet it stands shoulder to shoulder with legendary treasures. A dollar coin transformed into a 6-figure miracle. A golden ticket of modern numismatics, a true treasure in your pocket. And here's what makes this story even more thrilling. Because it is modern, examples may still be out there, waiting in collections, in boxes, even in forgotten drawers. The treasure hunt is alive and real, and it could happen to anyone with the right eye and the right knowledge. So what is my tip to you, my fellow treasure seekers? Never ignore modern coins. Too many collectors focus only on older dates, believing modern pieces hold no value. But the presidential dollar series has proven otherwise. Check for mint marks, check for unusual edge lettering, and study condition closely. The smallest detail can separate a $1 coin from a 6-figure fortune. And the conclusion is crystal clear. The 2007 George Washington presidential dollar with P mint mark is not just a coin, it is a modern legend. It is proof that treasures are not locked in the past, but exist in the present. It is a shining reminder that fortune hides everywhere, and those who know where to look can uncover riches beyond imagination. Here at True Coin Value, we bring these treasures into the light. We are your trustful source, the channel that shows you not just history, but the fortune hidden within it. And remember, what we are revealing is not speculation. It is truth confirmed by today's auction markets. Last coin, number 5. Ladies and gentlemen, treasure hunters, this is the moment you have been waiting for. We have traveled together through pennies, nickels, quarters, and even modern dollars, but now we arrive at the crown jewel of our countdown. The final coin is not just rare, it is majestic, legendary, and the very definition of a collector's dream. It is a piece that carries not only history but also fortune, a coin that transforms from silver into pure treasure. This, my friends, is the 1900 Silver Eagle dollar without a mint mark, a breathtaking survivor in very clear condition. And in today's auction market, it commands a value of $180,000. Let us step back in time. The year is 1900, the dawn of a new century. America was rising as a world power, industry was booming, and optimism filled the air as the country stepped boldly into the 20th century. During this era, silver dollars were more than just money. They were symbols of national pride, heavy pieces of shining wealth carried in pockets and traded across the land. The Silver Eagle dollar itself has become a name whispered with reverence. Struck in rich silver, its design captures the spirit of America. On the obverse, Lady Liberty strides forward, draped in flowing robes, carrying branches of strength and freedom, the rising sun behind her. On the reverse, the proud American eagle spreads its wings, bold and powerful, guarding arrows of defense and an olive branch of peace. Every curve, every detail of this design shouts one thing: freedom immortalized in silver. Now, here is where rarity steps into the spotlight. Many coins of 1900 bore mint marks, tiny letters showing where they were struck, from New Orleans to San Francisco. But the absence of a mint mark makes this particular piece a marvel. It tells us it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, the oldest mint in America, known for producing treasures that collectors cherish. And unlike many others, this coin has survived, not in worn, battered condition, but in very clear detail, preserving the artistry of both Liberty and the Eagle. This is not just silver, it is history you can hold in your hand. And it is rare, extremely rare. Collectors know that the absence of a mint mark, in combination with high preservation, skyrockets the demand. Only a precious handful of these 1900 no-mint silver eagles remain, and when one surfaces, the auction world erupts in a frenzy. And what does that frenzy bring? A value so staggering that it takes the breath away. $180,000. Yes, nearly $200,000 for a single silver coin. Think about that for a moment. A coin that once represented a single dollar's worth of purchasing power, now transformed into a fortune, a millionaire maker, a vault of wealth in the palm of your hand. When such a coin appears in auction, the atmosphere changes. Collectors, investors, historians, all eyes lock onto it. The bidding wars are fierce, the room electrified, as numbers climb higher and higher until only the wealthiest and most determined can claim it. That is the power of this treasure. And here's my golden tip for you, my loyal seekers of fortune. Never ignore old silver dollars. Check every detail, especially the presence or absence of a mint mark. Look closely at the clarity of the strike. Even a century-old coin, overlooked by many, may hold the key to riches if it carries the right conditions. What seems like just another silver dollar could in fact be your ticket to a treasure chest worth 6 figures. So what is the conclusion of our journey? The 1900 Silver Eagle dollar without mint mark, very clear condition, is more than just money. It is a masterpiece of history, a rare survivor, and a six-figure treasure. It is the ultimate reminder that treasures are not buried in myths or locked in fairy tales. They exist, they are real, and they wait for those with the knowledge to find them. And here at True Coin Value, you have found the knowledge, you have found the truth, and you have found the trustful source that never exaggerates without proof. Every price, every treasure we share with you is backed by today's auction market. We don't just tell stories, we reveal fortunes. And with that, dear treasure hunters, our countdown of the top 5 ultra-rare US coins in today's auction market comes to an end. We began with a humble penny, and we end with a silver masterpiece worth nearly $200,000. 5 coins, 5 treasures, 5 fortunes that prove beyond doubt that coins are not just currency, they are keys to wealth, pieces of history, and treasures that change lives. So remember, keep searching, keep collecting, and never underestimate the coins in your possession. Because as you now know, treasure can be hiding anywhere. And when you want the truth, the facts, and the treasures revealed, you know where to come. True Coin Value. Thanks for watching.